Hey fourth graders, I just want to start off by saying how much I miss you guys. It's been a crazy couple weeks with spring break, and now that we're not going to be in school for a couple weeks and everything, so I decided to start this thing where I do a video with you guys. And so what you can do is I'm going to go through today and show you how things are going to look, things like that, our new Google Classroom that we're going to call the virtual Google Classroom. And so you'll be able to go on there, and if you want, these are not required by any means, but they are optional resources that you can do at home. So I'm just going to walk you through kind of the daily steps and show you our math lesson for today and things like that. Also, if you see a little tail, that's just my little kitty that you guys know I have. So, okay, so to start off, when you guys go into your assignment, if you decide to go onto our new Google Classroom, when you go on there, if you ever have like questions or you're not sure how to do something, I would suggest to go into your email. And once you go into your email, I'm going to show you how to do it on Mrs. Degner's, but this is how you could do it on mine. So if you go into your email, it'll look like this. Go up to the search bar, you'll search my name will come up, and I did it with Degner's. And you'll see at the top it'll have her information right here. If you click on Hangout with, well, this says Shannon, but Mrs. Degner, you'll see over here that there'll be a little message icon that'll pop up once it starts loading. And so on here, you'll be able to either send me a message if you have a question, if you don't know how to do something. It says try again. We'll try it again. But you'll be able to do it that way. And you'll also be able, like here it says start a video call with me, so if you're not sure how to do something that way and you think it's too hard to ask the question over the Hangout, you could always video chat me. That is just fine. But I would just suggest to have that open just in case you have any questions when you go through this. My videos are mainly going to be about math, and anything that we do on math here is just going to be a review as of for right now. I'm not going to be teaching you anything new, things like that. So we'll be going over things that we've been taught throughout the school year and everything like that. So you'll see on here, once you get logged in and accepted through our new Google Classroom, it'll look like this. So it just says Steele Degner Virtual Classroom. All that means is it's going to be all online if you decide to do this. Like I said, it's not required, it's just optional. But on the stream, you'll see like Degner already posted and said that you can email her if you want to read works assigned to you. Again, that's optional if you would like to do that. You're not going to be graded on that, but it's just extra practice for you. If you go up here and you click on classwork, it looks really similar to the one that we had before. It just won't have quite as much information on it. So you'll see off to the left we have math, reading, writing, reading websites, and math websites. So every Tuesday and Thursday we'll be posting new topics and activities and things like that for math, reading, and writing. Now writing will look a little different because we're only going to be posting once a week on Tuesdays. So you'll only have one writing activity a week on here if you choose to do that, just because we'd like you to focus on math and reading a little bit more, but feel free to do writing as well. If you scroll down, you'll see that there's reading websites. As of right now, I only have Epic on here. So if you go on here and you click on it, it'll tell you the class code that you'll need to get on to there as well, just like your IXL login. If for some reason you want to go onto IXL, you want ones assigned to you, let me know. Otherwise, you can choose to do ones on your own. If you don't remember your username and password, let me know. I can get that to you at any time. So this is what our virtual Google Classroom is now going to look like. So anything that we put on here for activities or things like that, this is where you're going to find it, okay? So as of right now, I don't have anything posted in math. That's because I want to show you just a quick little mini lesson on something, and then I'll show you how all of that's going to work. So we're going to start off by doing multiplication review. So this is just going to be a quick little review. So as you can see, it says, what is multiplication? So multiplication is when you take one number and you add it together a number of times. So that is why they call multiplication sometimes times. So sometimes you'll say 7 times 7 instead of, multiplying 7 times 7. So for examples, like down here we have 7 times 3 equals 21, or that's the same as saying 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals 21. So you're taking that 7 and you're adding it 3 different times. Okay, just like on our 12 times 5, that's another example. 12 times 5 is 60. Okay, but you can also think of it as taking that 12 and adding it 5 different times. And when you add it those 5 times, you're also going to get 60. Okay, so we're first going to start off by talking about 2-digit by a 1-digit practice. So we've done this before, but it's really good practice to just go through it. This is why I kind of wanted to create that video, just so you could see me and we could go through it together rather than just doing a step-by-step on a PowerPoint like this. So the first example is 21 times 7. So what we would do, you're going to have to be a little gracious with me because I'm using my mouse for this. You would take our 7, we'd keep our 7, put it over here on the left, and then we'd take our 21 and we'd have to figure out, well, how can we break that up? Okay, and in the classroom we did it by, a lot of us would do 20, and then we would do 1. Now remember, it's not 2 and 1 because 2 plus 1 is 3. So if you would need to break it up and do 20 and 1 because 20 plus 1 is 21. So then you'd go through and you'd take your 7 times 20. Now I know that can be a big number, so I always taught you to take the 0 placeholder off for a second. What's 7 times 2, which is 14. So I'm going to go in here and write 14. And then add your 0 placeholder, and as you can see, we only have 1, so you're only going to add 1. And then you're going to do your 7 times 1, which is 7. Okay? Now, finally, at the end, you're just going to add your 140 plus your 7, and you're going to get 147. Okay? Alright, so next one is another 2-digit by 1-digit. So this one is 16 times 4. So you'd go ahead and you'd leave your 4 and then our 16. So we got to figure out how can we break up our 16. So you can either break up your 16, there's a couple different ways. A lot of times in the classroom we would break it up and do 10 and 6. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to do 10 and 6, but I know some friends might want to do like 8 and 8. That's just fine. Okay, like I said with math, there's a lot of ways that you can go about doing this. But just remember, don't do 1 and 6 because 1 plus 6 is 7. Our number we're talking about is 16. Okay, so you go through, you would do 4 times 10, which is 40. For some of us, that might be a little bit harder problem. So, like I did in the previous problem, you could do 4 times 1, which is 4. Add your 1, 0 placeholder, and you'd get your 40. Next box, you do 4 times 6, which is 24. Finally, you're not quite done yet because you need to add your 40 plus your 24. And once you do that, you're going to get 64. Sorry, my handwriting's not the best because I got to use my cursor. So that's how you would do a 2-digit by a 1-digit practice, if you remember from the classroom. Next, we're going to take it just one step further. So this one is a 2-digit by 2-digit. We did do this, but I think it's good practice to talk about it, so I have just a couple problems here. So you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to first take your 32, break it up. How could we break that up? So a lot of times, like we've been doing, we would do a 30 and a 2. And then our 17, we could break up and do a 10 and a 7. Okay? Alright, so we have our 4 boxes because you're multiplying a 2-digit by another 2-digit. Okay? So, first box you would do is your 30 times 10. Now, some of us look at that and we're like, wait, what? How do we do that? So, I would take off your 0 placeholders if you're not sure. 3 times 1 is 3. Then add your 0 placeholders. Well, how many do we have? We have 1 on the 10, 1 on the 30, so you'd add 2. So it would be 300. Okay? Then next you go to 30 times 7. Well, some of us might not know 30 times 7 off the top of our head, which is just fine. So you can do your 3 times 7, which is 21. Add your 1 placeholder, and now you're going to get 210. Okay? Finally, down here, you're going to take your 2 times 10, which is 20. If you're not sure, once again, do your 2 times 1, add your placeholder. And then finally, in the next box, you're going to do 2 times 7, which is 14. Okay? Now, although you have all your boxes done, that doesn't mean that you're done yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your 300 plus your 210, which is 510. Okay. Oh, that wasn't a very good 5. Sorry, guys. 510. And then you're going to do your 20 plus your 14, which equals 34. Okay. And when you add those together, 0 plus 4 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then a 5 plus 0 is 5. Okay? So your answer there would be 544. Okay? So I hope some of this is kind of coming back to you. I know some of us might be remembering this. Some of us, this is a good review. So this is why I wanted to do it. So finally, here's our last one. We have 46 times 23. So take the first number. How could you break it up? Remember, don't do 4 and 6 because 4 and 6 equals 10. We want to use the number 46. Okay? So I would take your number 46 and I would just do 40 and 6 is what I would do. Okay? If you'd like to break it up a different way, that's just fine. I think that this way is a little bit easier, but that is up to you. 23, you can break that up as well. Remember, don't do 2 and 3, do 23. So you would need to do like a 20 and a 3 is what I'm going to do. So 20 and 3. Okay, so now I got it all broken up. Now remember, it's 4 boxes because you're doing a 2-digit by another 2-digit. Okay, so first box here, you would do 40 times 20. Now some of us not quite sure what that is, which is just fine. 4 times 8. Oh, I just said it. 4 times 2 equals 8. And then we have 2 0 placeholders. So you put those in, and it would be 800. Okay? Next, you would do your 40 times 3. If you're not sure, 4 times 3 equals 12. Add your 1 0 placeholder, which will make it 120. Next, you do 6 times 20. If you're not sure, 6 times 2 is 12. And then add your 1 0 placeholder, which is 120. And then finally, 6 times 3 equals 18. Okay? All right. Now, even though all your boxes are full, that doesn't mean that your answer is done and you're done with the problem. We still got to add all 4 of our boxes together at this point. So when we were in the classroom, when we were doing this, I always like to do like this row first and then do your next row. So 800 plus 120 equals 920. Okay. Ooh, that's not a very good 9. Sorry, guys. It's harder than you think to do this on here. All right. And then finally, you're going to take your 120 and you're going to add it to your 18. And once you add those together, you're going to get 138. Okay. So 138. Okay. And you're going to add those together. To add those together, 0 plus 8 equals 8. 2 plus 3 equals 5. And 9 plus 1 equals 10. So your answer here is going to be 1,058. Okay? All right. So finally on this last slide I have for you is just the student work. So what you're going to do is on Google Classroom you will see an assignment that says like multiplication review student work. And you're actually going to do that on a Pear Deck. Now, I know we haven't used Pear Deck a lot this year. I know we started the year off a little bit with it, and then we haven't really done much since, but I know you guys have practiced with it. So hopefully it'll work okay for you. When I do assign it, there'll be an actual link because I want to put it on student pace. As you can see, it says here, because what that means is you'll be able to do problems at your own pace. So you don't have to wait for me to go on to the next problem by any means. You can just go through at your own pace. You'll turn it in at the end. I get to see what you did, things like that. So this is what it looks like. So when you go in, you're going to have 5 questions. So you're going to have a couple 2-digit by 1-digits. And then you're going to have 3 that are 2-digit by 2 digits. Okay? So I hope this helps a little bit. I know that this is kind of a strange time for all of us and we're all trying to figure things out. But do know this is all optional. This is not a requirement. It's not going to be graded by any means because I know you have a lot of things going on at home as well. And so This is just for you to practice if you would like.